from the island, drinks from the four corners of the world. For 2 nickels, 1 dime, a tenth part of a dollar. We've got the show if you've got the dime. It's John Stein. So hurry, hurry, look 'em over the lady without a head. There are thin ones, there are fat ones, they're all inside.
I'll be gone for the summer and return in the winter. Started off as a runner, cut my teeth on. Oh, how long will it take? Oh, how long will it take? Oh, how long will it take?
I've seen Zoo Trippin flourish from from them just hanging out to becoming a band. It was fantastic. I have loved every second of every minute of every hour that I've spent with them.
We met at the Zoo Trippin show,
Yes, we did.
and we have been, not only did I meet him at the Zoo Trippin show, we've been following them around since the day we met. Like,
And I think they're gonna be huge, fucking huge, effing huge, because musically talented, they're amazing.
We were working with Lucas and another drummer at the time, and we were trying to kind of find our sound, and we went to a Zoo Trippin show, and it was just like that's it.
We're getting married in September of 2017, and we're having Zoo Trippin play our wedding. And
Tony's going to be our announcer and MC.
It's so exciting. Zoo Trippin, I've heard someone describe it as what Columbus sounds like.
We wanted a Columbus wedding, so we're getting all things Columbus incorporated in it.
I'm riding down High Street with my ex-girlfriend and my ex-roommate, and I get a text from Zoo Trippin's old roommate before I ever met Zoo Trippin, and he says, "Come over, we're jamming and partying at my house." And I moved to Columbus to do live music, so I was all about it. Drove straight to 14th, ended up at the Zoo Trippin house, and I walk in, and this is after people were getting tear gas on the side of the street for OSU, like people were rioting for the OSU fucking at a party at the Zoo Trippin house. They were playing acoustically, and so I was riding down High Street during the OSU championship. Regardless, I walked into the house. Okay, so I'm gonna continue telling the story. Let's just get back into the story. We walked into the house, told me they were looking for a stand-in bass player for the weekend. Tony Casa, the lead singer, asked, "How does this guy know our songs?" And it was because they needed a backup bassist. Their drummer sent me the recordings. I learned them on a metal guitar. And I jammed with Zoo Trippin until I met my current band, Tourist Trap.
I play guitar in a local band called the Turbos. I met Zoo Trippin through my good friend Allie Lance. She's dating the drummer Steve Hatmaker. Went over to their house, hung out. They were all rad as hell, encouraged me to keep playing music. And just going to their live shows inspired me and my band to play the kind of music that we do. And just continue to hang out with those guys and kick ass in the local music scene. It's a lot of fun. They're good people. And that's how I met Zoo Trippin.
Dude, I totally spaced.
So you're staying on that A for quite some time.
All right, day one of this rock documentary, if you will.
This is us documenting our opinions, our feelings, our development through this album. And first off, I want to thank
everybody who has, you know, anybody who's donated on the GoFundMe, anybody who shows up to a show, anybody who shares a post, anybody who gives us a like, anybody who takes time out of their busy day to show their support in one way or another. Thank you so much, guys.
I thought this would be a good idea because I feel like things aren't going super smoothly. I know that we can perform well under pressure, and I know that in the end we always get it done. There's never been a time where I'm like, shit, you know, we might not get this done, and then we like fail miserably. Like I mean, we always make mistakes just like everybody else, but I've never really recalled any kind of hardcore just crash and burn moment. But this is just something where it's like, it seems like it's got the ingredients to crash hard.
I have just been stressed because I'm trying to make this album happen. It's just a little bit less than 2 weeks until our first day with Joey, and everybody's schedules are hectic constantly, so it's impossible to, not possible, but it's so hard to just like make schedules line up together. And so what we've been doing is I've been pulling each member aside and doing like a morning rehearsal, just like one-on-one to work through the parts. And it's kind of driving me nuts, I guess, from like a director standpoint, because I'm putting this on myself to like make the whole band ready to play this, because we're live tracking, you know. And like as far as the timeline goes, I have to have the guys finish the whole album with like rhythm instruments, drums, bass, and rhythm guitars by like the middle of day 2. So that's 15 hours to track 11 songs flawlessly to a metronome.
Yeah, the reason that it seems like this could potentially, you know, I hate saying crash and burn, but we're paying probably 66 cents a minute to make this new record, and it's going to be a huge endeavor. Not only is it our first full-length record, but it's the first time working with Joey Gerwin in Orange Julio Studios, which is a bigger, you know, more intricate studio than what we've previously done with Bobby at the Press. And that's always been a very easy process for us to work with Bobby and just keep things very simple. And we tried to go really big on this one because it's going to be our first album, first full-length album. So what we ended up doing is, you know, getting a much more expensive engineer who has done a lot of great things in the city, and he's honestly kind of intimidating, I feel like. And so we're going to be working with him in a new studio, doing our first full-length record. On top of that, the record's going to be a concept album, so it's super intricate and complicated in itself. It's the first time live tracking ever, so it's going to be a lot of firsts.
You know, you spend so much time and effort creating something, and you show it to somebody, and they're just like, yeah, that's cool, bro, and then they just go on with their day. You know, 2 years ago, I never thought that I'd be creating music at this level, you know, seeing, you know, the reactions of people that we share our stuff with.
But during this last month for preparation, we're also shooting a goddamn music video.
Even last week when we were on Tony's parents' property down in Trimble, which is down near Athens. It's not really in Athens. It's in BFE, guys. It's in the middle of nowhere. And we are literally, the house is on this hill, and it had rained the whole night the night before, and the whole hill is just all mud. About a quarter mile down the hill is where we're building 3 man-sized fires.
Setup, basically, scene was us acting like animals, walk through the woods, and then having this big fire where we burn things from the past or whatever. Actually, it was 3 fires, 3 man-sized fires that had to be burning for several hours.
And the entire day, from, I don't know, about 10 in the morning until 12 or 1 in the afternoon, we were literally chopping down trees, splitting them into manageable logs, lugging them down a quarter-mile hill of straight mud.
So it takes a lot of wood. cutting down logs for hours, and it's pouring down rain, freezing cold, and it's in the middle of Wayne National Forest, so it's dark, like black, can't see shit.
To an area that we had to clear with machetes, mind you, and build these fires, and just to get, I don't know, like maybe a total of 48 seconds worth of shots. But I can't even express how excited we are to share that stuff with you, you know, and it's, dude, it's hard. It's hard work. Don't let the hour that you see us rocking out on stage fool you. I mean, there's so much that goes into that.
This window's definitely off track.
That's what I thought you were trying to do.
There we go. God, me and Lynn were at that music video shoot, and you know, we showed up early to bust ass, and we were so fucking tired. And that night, I remember thinking, all right, we're just gonna smoke a bowl, go to sleep, you know. You know, we're gonna go outside and smoke, but I could not find this bag of weed for the life of me. Like, I remember taking it out of my pocket and looking at it like, oh shit, that's a bag of weed, when I was in the middle of the kitchen. And it didn't really matter so much that I lost the pot. I mean, I was stressing me out a little bit, but what bugged me is I'm thinking there's just a random bag of weed laying around that my parents are gonna find. Like, oh, Tony left his pot here for Ella to find, because my niece, she's really young, she goes over there time to time. God forbid she finds that. Like, what's that? Backstage. I think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go this way. It's like a sleeping beast, kind of. I can't wait to play with the separation cross off the list one day. Probably gonna be emotional play. Excuse me, boss. I'm here to pick up a check.
It's the best last name ever.
You know what my mom's first name is?
What?
Sue. I swear to God, she married into it like this.
What's that?
Oh, shit.
Tails, yeah.
That's Brandon, he's a man. I feel
Did
terrible.
they write that on there? Like, we didn't find that.
Sorry, dude. Let's see what we're working on here. This is from, like, online ticket sales from beforehand. What the fuck?
$10 million.
It's $10 million. It's, you know, 575
that's
bucks.
pretty
Like,
good.
I didn't see that coming at all. And he's got a purple jacket. Yeah, purple jacket. I'm about that.
You two look like a lovely couple. Unless you're brother and sister, in which case I apologize. But if you want to be in a music video, we got free food and free booze, dude, and more. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Who you miss?
Sunday fun day.
All you gotta do is this. Yeah!
It's better than blue ball.
And she's a backup, so I'm working on writing. We're going to shoot an establishing scene with the ticket checker and the male and female lead, you know, giving their tickets as they're coming in. So I'm going to pick a few of you to be in the line.
put a shout out.
You guys feel like hitting one more while it's tightening up? My man's. You guys ready? Rolling. Yeah, so if you guys want to do that, I don't know if you wanted to do check cash or card.
I'm not sure. That's just holding all that money.
Yeah.
I want to do that. But yeah, I want to make sure that our numbers are straight before, you know, I think if we did it this weekend, I can't, like, have a question.
Alright.
Damn it!
Back to the grind.
Flat guitars, y'all. Flat.
Flat, dude.
We pop some dope clouds first.
Let me pop some dope clouds first.
Lizard lounging, son. Lounging, son.
Are you a lizard?
Like,
lactic acid.
Yeah.
Dexterity issues.
You know, call me a wuss.
You're a wuss.
Call me
Uphill swing is probably easiest.
Do that?
Or maybe God is in the rain, that's easy.
What time is it now?
2:30.
2:30.
Yep.
Let's do uphill swing.
Yeah.
Alright. Start it again!
He's just gonna keep rolling.
Actually, that's the whole song.
Never felt cooler than when I caught a fly. Probably be the only thing I remember when I died. So now I know that I had a hell of a time, and that's more than enough for me. Yeah, more than enough.
You know, this has been a long journey. For me, and a long journey for the guys. It's been a lot of time conflicts, a lot of conflict of interest, and whether or not we should continue on and keep moving forward with the band and with the music. The thing that keeps me coming back though is making music. You always have those stupid thoughts while you're in stressful situations where you just want to hang the bass up and politely gather your things and walk out and say like, yeah, it was a fun run, guys, but I actually suck at music and I don't feel like putting you guys through this this waste of time that I'm calling a bass track, or things like that cross your mind, but you shrug it off and you keep going. My parents have a lot of expectations of me spiritually, but I just don't see what they see. I don't have the same desires that they have. A part of me wishes I could tell them, but then a part of me knows I should definitely just keep quiet.
Hi, I'm Steve Hatmaker. I'm the drummer for Trippin. And this is my video, I guess you could say. Music has always kind of been a staple in my family, I guess you could say. My grandparents did it, my father did it, I have cousins across the country who do it still. I guess I just kind of landed on the, drumming because that's what my dad did, and I remember early in life he used to tell me stories about when he'd go on tour and all that stuff, places he's played, and bands that he's seen and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just kind of got it in my head that that's what I wanted to do. And I got my first drum set when I was 15, and I hit the ground running. I've overcome a lot of obstacles in life. I've definitely, I didn't have a bad life, per se. Like my parents, did the best they could, and I was raised pretty well, but in my early years, my teenage years, I kind of endured a lot of emotional instability, and but music has always kind of been there to save me from, getting into hardcore drugs or breaking the law or anything like that. Zoo Trippin' to me is probably the biggest accomplishment that I've ever been a part of and that I've ever had a hand in. I'm very fortunate and thankful to be in a band like this, and with everything going on in my life, right now or in the past, with battling inner demons within myself, and just really struggling just to keep myself busy and keep myself positive. Zoo Trippin's kind of been there to kind of keep me down on the ground,
The end, just do 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 do. I just want to give it like
You're giving it notes.
I'll try, but I wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
The end is near as far as I can tell. So who knows what it is that tomorrow brings. If you go, you could change it all except the only thing that you did to end it. And now that you're falling, what can you do? In your last seconds you can only dream of better things in the uphill swing. Never felt cooler than.
So we won't worry about harmonies until next
We can plow through at least most of this stuff tonight.
Yeah,
today.
And I'm also, it's funny because this is literally the first time I'm hearing most of these.
All right, check, 2, 3, 2, 3, check.
There we go. You ready to roll?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, yes.
Here we go.
What mic is he on now?
SM17. It's like, it's technically a radio announcer's mic, but it's like really like good, like guttural in the low end, and it can like deal with like heavy. It's like Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on it just because he was so attacked.
I was better off staying in my head, and I know life more and more seems to be a chore. When I'm breaking down, I always know the waves crashing down on sanity shore. The future left me standing dead in my tracks. I hope the past forgets me, 'cause I don't got a bit of ever coming back. Forgive me. I'll look up on the rock side of this town, and you'll see there ain't a single stage we can't burn down. And I know, trying to convince me that I'm someone else, maybe somebody else I know. The future left me standing dead in my tracks. I hope the past forgets me, 'cause I don't got a plan of ever coming back, no.
Booze and I.
Oohs and ahs.
Those need to be checked off separately. Yes. Like we're gonna do
Yeah,
the
you gotta do
oohs.
the oohs, and then you gotta do the
And the ahs. In that order, because if you do ahs before oohs,
Oh, fuck that
you're
shit.
fucked.
No, yeah,
you
it
are
ruins the whole
fucked.
thing.
Go again.
See.
See. Okay, so the first time you do the double, so the first time you're singing mine to your tall tales. So it's like it's the ending diction is a little quicker.
Okay.
And then but the last one that you're doing where you're
The
kind of
whole
carrying it out, that's sounding great. You know, keep that exactly the same. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Gonna do one more. So keep it.
Do the third set.
Café?
Nah, you always slay every time.
Grassy ass.
The grassiest of asses.
Grassy.
That's pretty cool.
How, who, how, who.
I like that. Start of it.
I slam your correction. So reference notice.
You want to hop in there, Lynn?
Yeah, please.
Sweet. Tug and Tony.
The old tug-lug, hug and chug. Football. Sure.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh,
Tony breaking stuff.
I know, right? I'm never the guy that's supposed to be like touching knobs and things.
You're a hoe.
Different area codes, area code.
Area hoes. I was getting you making checks. Checks and balances.
Checks to make.
Area codes. Hoes.
So you ran out of checks to make?
What's up?
It's the heat from the law. It's getting hotter while you're snoring. Ice is melting by the morning. Nature blurred out a warning.
God, can you hear me? God is in the fuck. God is in the rain. God is in the rain. In the rain. God is in the rain. God is in the rain. Whoa.
Let's try it again.
Okay. God. God is in the rain, God is in the rain, in the rain, God is in the rain, God is in the rain, whoa. God is in the rain, God is in the rain, in the rain, God is in the rain, God is in the rain, whoa. Go. God is in the rain, in the rain, God is in the rain, God is in the rain, whoa. We the people, we just trying to stay dry, unite for the better, just to keep the crowd alive. In return in the winter, started off as a runner, cut my teeth on a splinter. If time is money, then my wallets hurt. Rudely brief like everyone's name was Kurt. Festival stole all my time from work. How I try to keep my eye up off you. See, I wanna be famous, don't nobody do the work. When you dig enough coke, there's enough to pay dirt.
What is yours, French fry taters?
You want I want mustard on my biscuit.
And is he eating like canned meat? Like.
No, dude, my favorite was when Dwight Yoakam freaks the fuck out. He's like, y'all get the fuck out of my house before I lose my cool. He's going, we no goddamn band, Randy. We only got one fucking microphone. Oh, that actually got me.
Bang.
Can I send part of when I send the rest of the invoice? Can I say like amount paid, big wad of cash?
Yes, please. Then we'll show that to Austin. Like, this is how you invoice.
White boys right off of the ship, spills on the shore from the sea. They fight expanding the soil, we fight.
During tracking, we had some bumps here and there. Again, you know, we weren't as prepared as we'd like to be, but fortunately, Joey said that regardless, that we've been easy to work with, you know, and keeping things fairly on track. And we actually allotted a lot more time for editing than was needed because, you know, we didn't really. Without working with Joey before, we didn't realize how insanely fluid he is with the editing and everything. It's like watching, you know, Picasso paint or something. It's crazy. Just so it brought us right back, you know, back onto pretty much on track. And it's looking like as of today, you know, we're finishing this thing up just like how we planned it, or I guess how Lynn planned it. You know, bless his soul, he's been putting in every ounce of his being into this, and he deserves all the praise in the world, you know.
I'm tired. Today's our last day in the studio. We mixed our last 2 songs. We just got done listening to the whole record from start to finish. Or at least the mixes. They're not mastered yet. But we listened to the mixes from start to finish, in order. And like I wish I could explain it like it's a weight lifted off of my shoulders, because it's been a huge stressor for a while, but it's not really. At least it's not like a weight off of my shoulders. Partially because there's still a lot to do. We still have to get it mastered, and we still have to get it pressed to vinyl, and I still have to work out all the logistics of that. We don't even have artwork done for it. We still need to work on the artwork for the inner sleeves and figure out what we want to do with that. But when I was in there listening to it, specifically Brave on the Battlefield Part 2, which Joey really put his little fingerprint on as a producer, adding a lot of electronic kind of auxiliary instruments, you know, some synthesizer. There's like a test tone from back when, you know, everybody still recorded everything to tapes. Kind of sounds like one of those monitors that people get hooked up to at hospitals. You know, it beeps every time you hear a heartbeat, etc. And he took that tone and he slaved it to Steve's snare drum. So every time he hits the snare, you hear that little beep.
And we are in the last final day of tracking the full-length album here at Orange Studio. And my thoughts on the matter are, I gotta say I'm relieved in most cases. I'm relieved just because we've put a lot of effort and a lot of energy into this record, and we spent a lot of time off of our respective jobs and personal lives to make this record happen. And I guess I'm just relieved that it's finally done and over with and tracked, and then we can go from the next stage. I think at the end of it all, this record is going to be the all-telling, you know, I guess you could say progress report of you know, where we are at in our careers and as musicians.
You know, Alex Burnsides came in and smashed it, and you know, this is actually her song. Actually, is the first song that we've ever done where I don't think I'm on that track at all. I might have some backup vocals. Honestly, I think I might just. That might be. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm on there at all. Actually, I can't think of it. Super excited to hear her on wax, because we are putting this on a vinyl, so that's going to be fucking epic. You know, working with great people. You know, the band is on point. Plus, you know, we've got some returning people like Nada, who just murder it every time she steps in the booth. And now we got Jack on keys, who's slaying away. We've got the classic horn boys, you know, JJ Sax and Neil Stackhouse, and they're on point. And it's just a lot of good things. We got Joey Gerwin to feature on it, playing some hand drums, so that's pretty sweet to get the man, the myth, the legend.
But I feel like this album, to me, is probably the greatest success of my life. And that's what I realized in that room not 25 minutes ago. I almost started crying, and I was like, don't look like a pussy in front of Joey. I don't want it to seem like I put him on a pedestal. Our producer, I mean. But in a way, it's kind of hard not to. He truly is amazing. As a person, as a recording engineer, as a producer, he just gets it, man. Like, there have been so many instances throughout this recording process where I'll have an idea, or Steve will have an idea, you know, even during the early phases of tracking. And, you know, we'll say it, and Joey will be like, yeah, absolutely, I was thinking the same thing. And vice versa, you know, Joey will say, you know, maybe we should bring the vocals up right here, or I'm thinking maybe let's add this to this song, or let's pull the treble out of that snare. And a lot of times, like, I'll have that note already written down in my notebook, and we would not have discussed it at all. We've been talking about how he's a mind reader.
Zoo Trippin' right now is really, we're hitting it hard, man. We're, I mean, this record is a statement. Like, this record is a statement that, you know, we're not gonna you know, slow down. We're not gonna stop our pace. We're gonna just keep powering through, and we're just gonna keep doing what we do.
I guess Lucas was playing one of Lynn's songs, posted on his Instagram or whatever. And he was at the house the other night, and right when he left, Lynn came walking in the back gate and was singing, I think this song, like as loud as he could, just being ridiculous about it. I texted Lucas, I was like, dude, Lynn was just singing the shit out of your song. He's like, God damn it, if I had heard that, I could have died happy. Why the fuck didn't I stay 5 more minutes? So I think it'll be a fun little thing to cover one of their songs.
Tony's like the fucking weirdest guy I know. When we were fucking kids, I mean, we're talking like, not even like teenagers. We snuck out to Valley View, and granted, we're all from the hilltop. So, we went over to the neighboring community, Valley View. We mooned a fucking cop in the middle of like the main intersection of Valley View. We were just being stupid. Also that night, we skinny dipped in his neighbor's fucking pool for no fucking reason. So, after we moved the cop chased us down the hill. Me, Tony, the other, Matt Brooks, me. We were running from the cops all night. We had to go back, sneak in Tony's basement when he's still living with his parents, and stay in the basement with Tony that night. I fucking loved him.
He did. He's like, babe, I'm gonna wreck.
Wait.
I'd be mooning that right now.
The zoo trips, man.
Be sure to project.
I don't even know how to project. I'm not loud. I'm not a loud person. I think the first one was like 8 of us. I think it was like you, me, Burkett, Stanky, Zach. No, the first one was like 6 because I remember like a couple of you guys got stuck on the train with like some norms. You were freaking out the whole time.
Norms, as a little side note, is basically like when you end up on a ride where it's like 4 people per cart, and then there's 6 people in the group, so you got a 4-person cart and then a 2-person cart with 2 random people. They are the norms. So you don't want to get
Norms
caught.
are just people not tripping when you're in public tripping.
Right. Normal people.
Normal people, exactly. We are the crazy weirdos tripping at the zoo.
But we learned from that mistake and started going groups of 4, 8, 12. Everything's And right here you get that smell of like chlorine, like I'm going, I feel like I'm going to a pool or something. Hey, you son of a bitch. What kind of piss are you trying to take there? Schmelzerheimer Productions. Dirty son of a bitch. Oh shit, I thought that was Mikey. Oh my god. I feel so weird now. I apologize.
You know, the sad part is I've had much weirder experiences.
You know what? I feel like
Actually, maybe not. This
Maybe
is
not.
filmed.
I can only see him until you walked out.
It's for a documentary. I apologize. We can take you out. I'll buy you a drink. Oh my god, I thought that was Mikey.
He knows you now. It's the same jacket.
I knew you grabbed some stranger's ass.
Dude, this guy knows.
Lived with Tony, Lynn, and Steve for about a year. I was the only female, only woman living there. And it was a nightmare as you would think it would be. Curtains, awful. About like 60 different kinds of people walking in and out of the house as you would think it would be, as you might have seen already. But the one thing, the main, number one thread that kept it all through is that everybody loved the fucking band. Everybody loved the band. They would come in. There'll be local bands coming in, meeting and greeting. And I don't know, it was really fun to live there, but at the same time, it was probably maybe the worst time of my entire life. Was living with the Zoo Trippin' boys. One of the most fun times of my life, but also one of the worst times of my life was living with them. Coming home, sitting on the bed, crying, because at 2 o'clock in the morning, they had like 60 people in the house. On a Tuesday, there'd be like 60 people there being like, I don't know, we just loved Zoo Trippin'.
Hi, my name's Josh Cunningham. I'm a bartender here at Suzy Q. Guess what I wouldn't mind talking about is how much of a dick Tony Costa is and how the worst band in the world is Zoo Trippin'. No, honestly, I don't have a bad thing to say about that band or a lot of the bands they perform with here in Columbus. I think it's a great music scene, but you know, Zoo Trippin' definitely has a space in my heart from all the people that I've met from them and all, you know, just the good vibes that we get, the way they help us out when we need it, the way, you know, we can help them out whenever we can. And, you know, it's good to form friendships like that. You know, I've known him for a long time, but never really been a friend up until recently. And as we've gotten to know each other a lot better, we've gotten to be much cooler. So.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty. Good morning.
Oh shit.
We got it?
I mean, we missed it.
We missed it, but we got it?
We missed it, but we got it.
Put your phone close.
Let me see. Sadler's on there.
Dude, that's gonna be.
That's gonna be rough.
That's gonna be a show.
Oh man.
Let me see.
Who's Sudside Reset?
Lynn says, "Hey guys, we made the thing and stuff. Or can you read it?"
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll just kind of scroll.
Bad news, gang. You're all fired.
So we're driving to Dayton right now to play a show for Ty Drum. It's his birthday. He's a member of the Soul Tribe. He's a good friend of ours. He's a big group of people. They were actually in the music video, and we are playing his birthday party. And he has a couple other acts coming out too. He's, like I say, he's a good friend. We'll always do anything for him. So we're heading there now, and we just found out recently too. We got on the CD 1025 show competition to play that Express Live sold out show, which, you know, is going to be great. It's March 10th. We just found out, just got confirmation, so that's awesome. It is what it is. Zoo Trippin's my heart and my soul, you know. Same with Throwing Rocks at Girls. Like, both these bands they mean everything to me. Like, I've almost lost my relationship because of this. Like, yeah, you put Allie in the video. She said that she used to cry all the time at the house, which is true. Yeah, her and I were kind of on the fritz for a while. For a while I thought we were going to break up. Which would suck because I've spent the last 3 years of my life with her. That would very much suck to, you know, have to break up. Like, we used to argue about it a lot too. Just like, I don't know what you want me to do, you know, like I chose to live here so we can get more writing done, and, you know, I moved you in because you didn't have anywhere to go, so you deal with it or, like, you know, you move out. And eventually it just got to the point where you're like, fuck it, let's just move out.
How was the trip?
It was fun.
The fact that we're coming together for Ty's birthday, Ty, he's over there at the bar, not even paying attention. But the fact that we're coming together for an amazing man like Ty is fucking wilding out playing music.
Family!
It's awesome. It's a fan party. In your eyes, the rhythm in your eyes. Jesus seems to trust me, it helps me fly.
up high, and no one else may fly. So easy to love the rhythm in your eyes, the rhythm in your eyes. Crazy seems to trust it, it helps me fly. Way up high, you know it helps me fly.
Dominic isn't in pajama pants tonight, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. We really appreciate it. Welcome to the Deandra benefit. My name is Tony Casa. I drove to a funeral earlier today, a friend of mine, and on that way, in about a 2-mile stretch of road, I passed Sergeant Jesse Balthazer's memorial where he was hit by a roadside bomb. I passed an area of road where a cousin of mine accidentally hit a motorcyclist and he passed. And on that same stretch of road as well, an old roommate of mine, Vince Hackney, he died in a car crash. And this was all on the way to a funeral. And I'm not here to talk about my dead friends. I'm just here to shed light on the fact that life is so fickle. It can be extinguished just like a candle. And just a few months ago, we could have had a lot more of those lives extinguished without any hesitation. Everybody was insanely lucky to get out with their lives. It's a miracle, it really is. But this is the greater community coming together to do something much bigger than just putting on a rock show or helping out some friends. You're helping out a staple in this community, people who have, played music for you, who have shown up to your events, who have served in the military. But these people, they were deeply affected. Although they are fortunate for their lives, we can do so much more to really help them, rebuild them, and really replenish their lives. So thank you so much to the people, thank you so much to the bands, thank you so much to the venue, the sound guy. Most of all, thank you so much to you guys. You guys are all heroes in my opinion, you're all helping out. But more so, there's one specific hero that I really want to congratulate, and I want to bring up on stage. The hero who actually kept these people in our lives. The reason why these people are still here today, and that's Patience. If we can get Patience up here. Where's Patience at? We got Patience. Oh, come here, Patience. This is for you. This is a certificate of bravery. If you'd like to say a few words, feel free.
I don't know if I can say anything. This really means the world. So thanks, everyone.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, back from his hiatus, the boy got a damn surgery and now he's back swinging. Raise your glasses, mi familia, salute to the Deandra family. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dominic Francisco.
How you guys feeling tonight? Let's keep the beat positive. I mean, twice now I should have died. Twice now I survived. And yet, I have my life to thank for patience there, and please give Tony a round of applause for that.
This is Steve here, Zoo Trippin. We're at Scully's Music Diner, playing the CD1025 Side B show. Winner of the competition gets into Express Live, which is our premier venue here in Columbus. Since the last time we spoke, which was on the way down to Dayton, I've made some changes in my life. I'm newly single. I no longer have a girlfriend. And that's okay, just because, I knew that the time was up and it was over, and that's fine. And honestly, it gives me a lot more time to focus on my career and music and where I want to be in life. I can't thank the dudes in Zoo Trippin enough for being supportive of me and helping me through this time of need, because it's been really hard. It's been really hard to just accept and move on from this, but I will. It's fine now. The footage that you'll see later, I'm sure you'll see me beating the shit out of my drums, and that's fine. They can take it.
little showcase. Let's give it up for all the bands who played tonight. Southern, Sunrise Reset, my buddy Trippin getting ready to take the stage. Thank you so much to Scully's Music Diner, voted best place to rock and roll. Check out all the upcoming events at scullys.org. Now, we are here tonight to determine the band that will open up CD 1025 Days Side B. Voting will occur immediately following Zoo Trippin right here at the front of the stage. You're going to need a token and a wristband to vote. And I think that covers everything, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for being awesome. It's Zoo Trippin.
Contagious, hard to contain when I'm convinced I'm right. Rip my ego from my life. Someone tell me when it's gonna be right. You might find yourself before soon. Blame the elephant in the room. Someone said something about revolution. Little man big in the right places. Big mouth, big heart, big word. Trying to break the mold on these rap races. But big dreams, big schemes, and
They're going to announce in about 4 or 5 minutes whether or not we won the CD 1025 Day Site B opening thing. We had a great time at the showcase. All the bands were amazing. Shout out to Souther, blew our minds. And Sunrise Reset, that was the first time I had seen them, but it's definitely not going to be the last time because that shit was good! What's up, Brian? Half did that show with us actually at Scully's. That was such a good damn time. Oh my god. Even if we don't win this, everybody in the band, I mean, everyone was saying the same things. It doesn't even matter because that show alone was such a treat. It was packed in Scully's and just super wild. I loved it. So Casey's question was why the color purple? The color purple is the name of one of the songs on the album, but purple is going to be the name of the album itself. Wait a minute. Boom. Shout out Purple. The color purple is basically the concept of the concept album, where the whole thing is about finding the middle. Oh wait, here we go. Wait, we're live.
Local with us over the weekend. A huge thanks to Scully's Music Diner, and of course,
shout out Scully's.
A massive thank you to the local bands Zoo Trippin, Sunrise Reset, and Southern.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was us. I was like, oh, is that it?
And the act joining CD 1025 Day Side B on Saturday, April 1st at Express Live Indoors, and performing alongside local natives, Declan McKenna.
Just say it!
Valley.
Give it to
and
me!
the regrets is Zoo Trippin.
Yeah! Yes! Fucking yes!
See you on April 1st at Express. Woo! Still some tickets available for the big show. on the 25th and the 1st. Win a pair of Side B tickets right after one from the Z
Green
Side.
eggs and ham,
The Zoo Trippin' with Move On.
Oh shit! They're gonna play a track.
Fuck yes!
This is a track. This is a track from our B-side. It's called Move On. Drew wrote this. He's gonna serenade us for a little bit. Got a little harp action going on. Thank you so much, CD1025, Leslie James, Kara Jones,
Tom Butler.
Tom Butler, what? Brian Phillips, everybody there. Thank you, Scully, Sunrise Reset, Souther. You guys are amazing. We're definitely gonna catch you soon. Thank you, T, for fucking making a documentary about us. This is gonna make this documentary way interesting. I mean, it was already interesting, but goddamn! Oh my god. Hold on, wait, let me roll this window. Drew?
That cocky, but like, I mean, and it's funny too when she posted that video too. I was like, because sometimes when we pack a place,
right,
it's really hard to tell if they're really feeling us or if it's just our fans being rowdy as fuck.
Well, that's the thing is our fans make everybody go nuts, so that's just part of the experience.
Well, but the thing is, you watch that video and it's like, dude, that's like 7 rows back that everybody's fucking banging their heads and shit. That's not just our fans at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, I was talking to Kara Jones about it, and she was saying that it was somewhere around like 700 people or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool, man. But we definitely need to grab a drink or something because we put work into fucking getting that shit, and we got that shit. So.
Hell yeah, man! Congratulations, brother.
All right, you too.
All right, just hit me up. Peace.
Peace.
Oh man, my phone's blowing up right now. 11 text messages. When I first looked at that picture, it's just like I just wasn't even reading it. I'm just staring at it and not really absorbing the information. I mean, we go to this show every year too. Like we love CD1025 Day Summerfest shit like that. It is our jam. First time done a confessional in a while. A bunch of stuff has happened. To listen to the announcement on air from Leslie James about the winner, and we did like a live Facebook feed of it, me and T out in the van, and God, the van's all fucked up too. That's a whole other story. So we listened to the announcement, and we ended up winning the thing. So it was just really huge, super exciting. I'm still just really kind of like getting over the jitters and just, I mean, because it took a lot of hard work, and it was craziness in our actual life. There was some bar fights and some different things, some touring, and some shitty things, some contract stuff, but a lot of good things too. And today is one of those days where it's like you just get the best news ever.
Allie just a thing.
Here's the victory.
To
victory.
Here we go.
I love Steve's thing. It's flawless victory.
You're live.
Well,
You're
it's been kind of a crazy day. A showcase at Scully's and fight for a spot on the CD1025 Day Side B. It's a really cool opportunity, and well, today we won. Yeah, we ended up getting enough support that people came out in numbers and they voted for us, and it was crazy.
And we were talking about one of these days, we're going to play this venue. And even at Scully's at the end of the set, I said something. I mean, I was really excited, just really amped up, and I said something in the mic about, Express Live, you've got no choice, we're coming for you. Whether or not we would have won this, one day. And it was some fierce competition. Souther is just so amazing, and there was a lot of our fans too that were coming up to us after their set, like, man, you better come correct, because that was, I don't know, that was something. And there was a lot of good people at that show that were going to vote based on their, their heart's belief. And that first week of April is going to be complete madness. It's going to be April 1st at Express Live at a potentially sold out show at the biggest venue that, we've yet to play. Like, we've played everywhere in Columbus except there. And I guess technically the basement. Actually figured that out over there. But, Express Live is the end all. It's the only thing under stadiums in this city.
It's been in conflict with kind of my own personal timeline as of right now, and that it being that like I've said before, I'm planning to move around July, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm exiting the band by any means, you know, like taking a much more limited role, as it were. And I'm not really ready to walk away from it, you know, like it's only something that has been in the back of my mind for a number of months, where I'm heading, where I'm going, specifically in my own life, and my professional career as it being like a chef, or my professional career as it being a musician. You know, obviously both things I'm comfortable with making some serious headway in, but right now there seems to be a lot more momentum with the musician side, and I don't want to turn my back on that yet.
It's tight butthole.
Oh, I'm so happy for him. Why did he have to
We
work?
are playing this Friday in Plain City, but the next event after that is yeah.
Watch out for the
March 31st at the Sharp Head. Yeah. Fifth and Neil.
Come say hi to your daddy.
You're so light.
You gotta get the full
Friday, you're right, yeah, because they're playing April 1st. They're playing April 1st at LC. They're playing April 1st at LC.
Y'all heard that.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
Welcome. Welcome to my lair. So, talking about the album, talking about life, talking about upcoming stuff. We have, the album's recorded, the album's done. Very relieved that section is over. I was very stressed out about everything that was going on. The amount of time that we had to practice our parts to get it down for the album. That was a huge stress for me, trying to get everything right and playing it. Sometimes you just want to, pack up and leave. Personal life. Still breaking up with my ex-girlfriend. Thought we were done. She shows up to shows. I'm not going to be an asshole. And I still care about her. Which, I've come to terms with. And that's just something, that I'm sure will get better with time. But, I'm just trying to be true to myself.
We've released the music video. It went very well. Had the release party at Scarlet and Gray. Had a ton of people out, even though we played at like 9 p.m. Still brought a lot of people out early, and had a really good time with that. And Rock the Samurai and Tropodelic were amazing. Coming up though, obviously this Saturday we have the big thing at Express Live. We're really looking forward to it. I don't believe Side A is sold out, so I don't know if Side B is going to sell out or not.
So we've won the CD 1025 Day Side B local showcase at Scully's, which was pretty dope. I honestly thought that we were going to lose to Southern, which I would have totally been cool with because they're phenomenal. She can just shred, like a beast. Like, oh, she was making me feel things. I was in that audience. Let's see here, 3 days since we won that. 3 days from now, we're going to play at Express Live with local natives and Deep Valley and The Regrets and I'm really excited about it. It's we've never played on that stage. It's the same place that I had my high school prom, so it's kind of weird. It's a big stage. I've seen some of my favorite bands there. I'm going to see 21 Pilots here. I think in July I'm going to see them there. And I don't know. I'm really excited to do it.
My aunt and Uncle Dave too. I saw them. I went to a funeral today for my grandpa Dante Casa. I have a lot of respect, dude. Obviously, for my grandfather, he was like the don of the family. But I have a lot of respect for the military, and those military funerals are great because it's like you really see how much people care about these veterans. You know, everything from the car ride there, you know, with the escort, to the 21 gun salute. We all got shells from the 21 gun salute. That's kind of scary. I mean, I've seen them before, but I wasn't prepared to be that close to it because they were just like, "There's arms, fire," and they weren't even like pointing up high or anything. It was like they were pointing right at the crowd. It was, oh my God.
Now I will say, we had to have a band be smashed in multiple times by idiots on campus. I'm glad it was a cheap-ass van like this.
Well,
not like some
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we gave this van some hard, fast love.
No! Hey. Have a good day. I gotta rock the show. Express Live. He ain't ready.
There's so many funny things that happened in the van. I felt like an asshole for putting you in the Austin's car. Yeah. We had one thing where I was telling a story about, we were talking about Flaming Lips. I told a story about Stephanie Golker, Jesse's old best friend and our old guitarist's girlfriend. She died of cancer at like 23, and right before she died, I heard this Flaming Lips track called Do You Realize? Made me feel really good about what was going on. Not really good, but made me feel better about it, you know? So I posted on her Facebook wall, and like, as I'm telling this story, there was like a spider or something in the car, and I was like, die already, die! And I like smashed it against it. They're going, people in the back thought I was talking about her, and I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
And then when we pulled in here, they were like, hey. And they were like, Tony, stop, these guys want to talk to you. And I was trying to roll down that window, but it's like, so fucking ghetto. And we told them we were a zoo trip, and they're like, you're in the wrong place, this ain't the zoo. And I was like, Jack Cameron told us to come here. Just a lot of comical moments.
I just like back in the way puddles.
Going swimming? Well, we only get the 2 spots, so unload your stuff. And then,
Honestly, the opportunity is kind of surreal. It's going to be really cool to play. Like, seeing so many concerts here and to like be in this back parking lot is, and not only that, to be in this back parking lot because we're about to play with this group of people, but it's because it's made possible by like a radio station like CD1025.
Yeah, I mean, as long
growing
as
up
nearby,
and listening to music that was on that station and actually having access to an independent pool of music that wasn't just the same shit shoved down your throat. Like we probably wouldn't even be playing together the music that we play together if we didn't have something like that. And here we are, you know, 10 years later, I guess, and playing at a badass show because of that same radio station. So it's cool. It's pretty rad. It took a lot to get here, but it's pretty fucking rad.
Hey.
God, I feel like I actually belong in a space instead of being in the middle of the hallway.
I was so pissed, dude.
Oh yeah.
I was steaming that.
I find I do some cray.
Hi! You're in the documentary now.
Oh, shit.
You got your cool jacket on.
We good?
Good.
Okay, so this is a big screen right here.
Yeah, I know.
Right behind it. You guys are on the other side.
I actually had to check that. I was like, wait a minute. Cool.
Side B, local showcase, ladies and gentlemen. It's Zoo Trippin'. You guys ready to dance?
Think you better leave it alone. Even if you're feeling lonely, it's best just to shut up before. Oh no. One of people they cried out, got to let her go. Even if she comes back to it, they can never gonna melt her home.
Wait. That's for you, animals. That's about you. We wrote that for you.
It's June now. We're getting ready for the release show. I'm really excited. We got CDs last week, and I feel sort of vain admitting this, but I haven't taken it out of my car. It just sounds so good. Like I'm loving the whole album, start to finish. It's so cool, and I don't know. Like I think it's awesome to see all these ideas of songs like planted, like little seeds. I remember some of these chord progressions were practiced like 7, 8 months ago, and now just to hear them in full-fledged badass songs is just it's really gratifying. And Joey Kerwin did an awesome job bringing their vision to life and just kind of like making the whole thing incredible.
We just finished up our last rehearsal before the big album release party, Park Street Saloon, over at Nate Glass Studio. It's a pretty cool place. And I'll admit, it's been a lot of work. We're kind of combing through the set with a really fine comb, looking at everything with a super intense magnifying glass, if you will. Originally, we hadn't intended on having Zach, our new guitarist, play with us for the show. We were just gonna keep it the classic configuration with Drew. But after playing a few of the songs tonight with Drew and with Zach and myself, Drew and I looked at each other and we were like, man, we should have him play this whole set.
Excuse me, yes. I'm here to talk about Zoo Trippin', formerly Zoo Trip, but they were difficult to find on the internet with a name like that, so they added in to Zoo Trip and made Zoo Trippin'. Yeah, they're a band I've been watching for some time. I guess you could say I've been watching them from across the field. If sassafras was one cow grazing through the grass, getting its nutrients over in its little corner, it was seeing Zoo Trippin', the cow in the metaphorical field of grass, getting well fed over in its corner. You know, we just sort of seen each other that way, at a distance that would seem blurry to someone as nearsighted as I am. I need to get new glasses. But even without glasses, it's plain to see that Zoo Trippin' is a good fit for me. I got word from Sassafras saxophone player Jack Gould that they were looking for someone,
and I quickly went to Facebook where I saw a post about tryouts, tried out, and got the call back. I was very happy to become their new guitar player. So it was sort of interesting transitioning from that, seeing them at a distance, being what they are, doing what they do, and having that outsider perspective, and then leaping all the way to I'm in it now, I'm seeing it happen from the inside. There's no mystery to the machine anymore. It's a pretty well-oiled machine. Oiled. Yeah, Zoo Trippin is energy unleashed. It's a cacophony of cool things happening chaotically, unpredictable, passionate, sweaty, sometimes naked. That's Zoo Trippin. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Since we've last talked, we booked Willie Fest with Acoustic Kuka and John and Brahman, amongst other people. We're obviously doing Farm on Fire. We're going to be doing a lot of different shows that are festival oriented. We've got the Fashion Meets Music with who is that? Third Eye Blind, Fetty Wap, T-Pain, all the bands that sound exactly like us. When Neil Stackhouse came over here, he's from Scotch Ink Redemption, and he's on all of our records. They've been a brother band, our closest, dearest brother band ever since the beginning. And when he came over here to tell us about his cancer coming back, it was something where it couldn't be remedied. It wasn't like the first time when he got cancer where it was like, all right, they're going to cut off a piece of your tongue, which is already fucking crazy, but they're going to take a piece out of your arm and a piece out of your leg, and they'll rebuild you a tongue, and then they'll use the nerve endings from the last bass piece and be able to work it, and then somehow he could still play trombone, which was huge, because he continued on playing with his band, and even though his band has since decided to disband because Jake, their lead singer, is moving to Chicago, they were still coming out, performing on the records, things like that, and it was going great. And then he came back and said his cancer had come back. And obviously that's a fucking nightmare. If anybody deserves cancer, it's fucking people like us right here smoking and shit, you know. Not Neil. It's just not fair. He doesn't do shit like that. He's not a drinker, he's not a smoker. He's not a, no good dude, He's nothing but a good person. He's a fucking saint. I can say that. I can say that. He's a fucking saint. And it's something where he's never going to be able to play his instrument again. He was already sounding rough. He was already not looking good. And I was telling him over and over, you don't have to do this, You don't have to play this last show because of us or blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, it's not for you, it's for me. This is my last show, He was determined to do this regardless. And I told him, I said, if it hurts for you to talk now, it's going to hurt way worse to play the show days before your surgery and play that instrument and everything. So I don't care. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to take all the painkillers in the world if I have to. But not even you, referencing, our band, can stop him from playing his last show. And, who are we to stand his way?
I think it's this gentleman right here. Proud father, proud husband, and huge Columbus staple for 187 years. And tonight is Neil's last show with us. So for this last song, and I don't give a fuck who you are, because I will find you. For this last song, we're all getting down, and we're getting all the way down for Neil.
us out taking over the motherfucking planet, and we're glad you're on the first fucking floor. Nature and nurture did me plenty of favors. I'm not asking for a hand. I'm trying to pick myself up, and when I figured it out, I'll lift everyone around that I've let down, raise up.
Hello, my name is Alex Kessis, and I play the bass guitar in the band Zoo Trippin'. So, thinking back, the first time I ever met the Zoo Trippin' guys was when my old band, the Dream Thieves, we were opening up for a rock hip hop-ish duo. We see this band playing with us called Zoo Trippin', so we're really curious, like, what the heck's that about? Hi, Jesse. I'm filming a confessional up here. Anyways, that was my roommate, Jesse. So, we first get to Woodlands, I see that we're on this bill with Zoo Trippin', and I was like, what could that possibly be? And I just see Tony roll in with the whole crew. I'm talking like more than 10 deep back then, because that's how they always used to perform, you know, with the extra horns and singers and everything. You know, the dancers they had up front, you know, once they came up there and did their thing, you know, they just brought sort of a different energy that I don't think I'd ever seen in a Columbus group or a local group before. I didn't even know how they were all going to fit on stage. Ever since then, I've sort of I had stayed in contact with Tony, and he, you know, always really encouraged me to do my thing with the groups I was in. But then a couple years later, I was in a band called Personal Public, and we happened to both be on a festival called Fashion Meets Music, which is no longer around. And you know, we were kind of the two bands that weren't really taking the festival really seriously, so we decided to wear like the craziest outfits we could think of. So everyone in my band, you know, we wore like jumpsuits and crazy overalls and velvet jackets. And Zoo Trippin', on the other hand, the 5 of them at the time, they're all wearing dresses and like full makeup. And I was just like, wow, that band is really something else. And then when they, again, just brought that full rock show, I really knew that, you know, Zoo Trippin' wasn't messing around. They, you know, brought the party to their show every time. But what you wouldn't think is that they're not really like party type of people. So that was the one misconception I got. So fast forward to about a year later, the singer of my old band, Personal Public, he decided to move to Arizona. I kind of left the rest of us with no groups to play with. Then Tony ended up reaching out to me saying, you know, what are you going to be doing now that you're not a personal public? And I said, well, you know, I'm probably going to be just working on my own music, you know, my own profile, posting like bass videos, things like that, cover videos. He's like, well, if you change your mind about that, why don't you come take over the world with Zoo Trippin'? And I was like, excuse me, you want me to be a member of your band? And gladly said yes, and the rest was history from there.
We are humans. Second, we are countrymen. And third, we are mothers, fathers, children, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, family. This family must decide to embrace all of its members, to understand that without this embrace there is no way forward, and forward is where we must march.
Fighting in the desert, stomping up fires in any kind of weather. My sisters living in the forest, they left the city with relative ease. My mother has just great composure, barely getting older with the world on her shoulders. My father is readjusting, learning what it takes for me to maintain. How long will it take till we find
She told me, oh, she tell you why she caught me masturbating? And I was like, Mom, get out. She's like, I know what you're going through, and I just want to say that pornography means women. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking at a computer. I drew this myself.
Yes, that's what that sound is. We are, that is applause.
And I'm just like, oh, you're just gonna talk about fucking Pinterest and like who's about to have their baby first and like.
What's Pinterest?
Poisoned, stabbed, stalked. It's gonna have its ass slapped, and then it's gonna die forever. And in a single instantaneous moment, everything will become nothing. Potentially.
Caramel macchiato.
What's like caramel macchiato?
Regular size.
Regular.
Tall.
Tall.
Like a medium.
Like a. Shit, I don't know. I'm not used to coughing. What is a venti?
A large.
Then a venti.
Okay.
So it's like 20 ounces. I take it. Isn't that what venti means? Have anything other than this?
They can take a 50.
I literally have this and I got like $4.
Lynn exists in the movie all the time.
Just like the rest of us, we're all stardust and everything else, you know, so we're always going to exist in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, you just got to learn from these things and be good to yourself, be good to others, and try to use it artistically and in hopes that it helps vent for yourself and helps for other people who are listening to kind of relate and see that they're not alone.
I heard that your best friend died, and I can relate to you. You're not alone, you're the one but two.